What's going on, Steve?
Yo, what's up, Hollow Cult? Glad to see you all here today. Excited to be here. Excited to do this. Been looking forward to it. It's been a
Absolutely.
good time thus far. What do we got going on? We just went on with our new friends from Strange Road podcast. We went on with them live last night. Their show should come out shortly on pod platforms, but you can go back and check it out on their YouTube. Excellent dudes, excellent
Yeah.
setup, awesome conversation. Hope to hook up with them again soon. It was a good time.
I just had a piece of hair in my mouth.
It's not a good time.
No, not at all. That's icky. But yeah, it was a really good time. Their studio is superb. It's insane.
They're in here now.
Yeah.
Everybody go over there, check them out, subscribe, check their YouTube out, check their podcast
Show them
out.
some love.
Yeah.
Show them what the cult can do.
Solid dudes for sure.
Absolutely.
What else was I gonna say? Something else. Oh, I was gonna talk about this. I was on the old interweb today, just killing time at work because why not surf the web while I'm getting paid? But I found I'm always like browsing the lists of podcasts, and there's a website called Podsauce, and they released like 7 of the like most interesting unexplained podcasts. So I'm like, oh, this is cool. Scanning through it, and we were there.
Yeah, that's weird.
First list we've made, which is pretty neat.
Yeah,
So,
it was definitely bizarre when you sent that over because you're like, just browse the list a little bit, and I just started kind of digging through. You know, a lot of the main culprits were there, right? Like you had a lot of the expected.
the Unsolved
Podcast.
Mysteries podcast was on there.
Right,
Last
right.
podcast on the left was on there. I'm like, these are bangers.
Yeah, and then we're on the list, and it's like, what are you doing?
I'm like,
What are you doing now?
why are we on there?
No,
Like,
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
It's
pretty cool though.
Yeah, it's gonna be a weird year. Got a feeling.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, anybody that's over here, if you hit the subscribe and the notification buttons here on YouTube, you should get notified every time we put out these shows. That way you can kind of know ahead of time and kind of get rolling with it. So
I just saw Bigfoot Society's in here. I'm actually wearing his WrestleMania shirt.
Oh, hell yeah. What's up, Jeremiah? Everybody go check him out too.
Yeah,
Bigfoot
for sure.
Society doing great cryptid things.
Absolutely.
What do we do? What's going on in the weird? Oh,
dude. Go ahead.
That video we posted on the socials, which I mean, you have to take with a grain of salt, everybody.
I think this is exactly what I was going to bring up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's go for it.
You talking to the MH370?
Yes.
Dude, such a while. I caught a lot of shit over that video too. I had a lot of people that were just like, this is bullshit. It's all fake. It's CGI. It's this, that, and the other. And I'm like, but what if it's not? What if it's not?
Right.
That's where I'm like, to me, I'll be 100% honest. The only part that looks sussy to me is when the plane disappears. Like when you see that flash.
Yeah.
And that part looks a little bit sus to me. And however, the orbs that go around it, for me, it fit, right? And then like we were talking, what makes that video scarier is the fact that it was being recorded. And if let's pretend it's 100% legit. And if that's the case, then somebody, whether it was our government, the world government, whomever, somebody knew that was going to happen. Whether it was extraterrestrial or government induced or whatever the case may be, somebody knew that was going to happen. That makes it that much scarier.
I just went through like so many scenarios in my head as to what it could be.
I have no idea
what it is. The video that we're talking about, we posted on our socials. I found it on Twitter, and apparently it was leaked in 2014, 2015, which anybody that follows any of the like world news, 2014, I think it was in March, is when MH370 disappeared. And as it kind of was making its rounds, it kind of developed the story that that's what the plane was. It shows a passenger jet and it's flying. Apparently, it is a drone that's got a thermal camera on it, and it's watching the plane as it flies. And as it's flying out of picture, but not totally, it sees all of these three orbs that are like circling around it, essentially just rotating around it, and it zooms in, and then as it says you're watching it, gets to a certain point in the sky and just boof, vanishes, disappears. So I'm thinking, like, what is happening? First off, could it be a fake? Absolutely.
Well, yeah.
Not if we're playing devil's advocate here, and that's legit. If it is MH370, like, I'm playing out scenarios in my head. I'm like, what if the pilots, that rumor that the pilots were going to crash the plane, what if that's legit? What if they had plans to crash the plane into a populated area? The government sends out the drone to keep an eye on them, and then they send out whatever technology this is to disappear the plane with no mess.
That'd be like an evolved Philly experiment, right?
Something
like Philadelphia experiment on crack.
Yeah, sending it through a portal. Like, what? Where did it go? Where did the hundreds of passengers that were on there?
Yeah, what if they knew they perfected the teleportation technology, but they haven't perfected the landing yet, so they're just like, nope, full send. Go ahead.
The fucking plane's just on the moon right now. Like,
yeah, it's just gone.
Whoops.
It's just gone.
Then you go down the route as to what if this isn't 370? What if it's some other plane?
It still doesn't make it any better.
No, that we don't know about. We weren't privy to.
Right.
Which, I mean, if I don't even know the consequences of them being able. I mean, it could have been a portal. They could have used that technology to open a portal and just sent them through it.
Right.
Like, oops.
Our bad.
Yeah. See ya. Tell us what's over there.
I mean, they do typically need guinea pigs. So,
I mean,
why not? Right? Why not test it out on unsuspecting people? Like it's kind of their MO.
Yeah. If somebody tells you the government wouldn't do that, remember, yes, they would.
Oh, yeah.
They absolutely would.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And I'm going to get disappeared. So.
Wow. I mean, if you get disappeared, it only makes sense that I get disappeared.
No, you have to record it.
Your disappearance?
Yeah. We have to make good internet.
That's true. That's true.
That would be excellent internet to watch me get disappeared by the government.
I think
that would boost our numbers.
Oh, well, yeah, that would definitely put us on the map.
And we would have a guy inside. I could podcast from the inside.
Of what though?
Area 51, obviously.
Oh, lucky.
The basement of the Vatican.
And then I have to try to break in.
Yeah.
And not good. That's not going to end up very well.
Well, nobody's tried to break in from the aspect of having someone on the inside.
Oh, good point. So, needless to say, when you get disappeared, you have to keep a walkie-talkie on you at all times.
Yeah.
That way, you can walk me through on how to get in.
I'm keeping the recording equipment.
Oh, well,
we can remotely do the show from the basement of the Vatican.
Wouldn't that be that'd be fantastic.
We can make a hollow cult rescue team. They're already ready. Cue the rescue squad.
That's true. That's true. It wouldn't take much to just get everybody to go hard in the paint.
That's solid.
Oh no, I know exactly what we would do. Instead of that, we'll just tell everyone to start focusing their energy on like golems and shit, and we'll just make a ton of tulpas to break in and get you out.
Yes.
That's what's up.
Let's do that anyway to break into the basement of the Vatican. I don't even have to be in there. Manifest. Okay, that's our homework for today. Hollow Cult this week is manifest a golem tulpa army that we can train to get into the Vatican so we can know what they're hiding.
How terrifying would that be?
I don't see any issues at all, honestly.
Oh, it would be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I think it's really the only solution we have.
Or yeah, I mean that guy Outlaw, he can call Frank Castle. So
Good.
I mean, I'm not mad at that either.
Good.
Especially if it's the new rendition of him, then yeah, we're good. We are straight. He's definitely getting in there.
I can't get over this chat. You guys are nuts.
It's awesome.
I love it.
It's awesome. So also I know we were gonna try it, but things are being complicated. But we're gonna try.
Good at technology.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have noticed that or not.
Well, we're always on a time crunch too.
I'm pretty good with a shovel. I can run heavy equipment. But when it comes to this thing, comes this guy right here.
I can dual wield chainsaws. But the base that you were able to Google walk around the other day.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Those were some very interesting pictures. Anybody
that uses Google Earth, if you go, I can't even remember the name of the base, Mick something.
Like McMead or something like that.
Yeah, McCurdy. I don't know. Anyway, if you go Google Earth and you go down into Antarctica, I saw a TikTok on it, so being the social media guy that I am, I had to check to see if it's true. If you Google Earth down there to this whatever the National Science Foundation base is, you can go down there and you can Google walk around the inside of the base they have down there. And it is weird. It's some weirdness going on in there.
Definitely.
They had, let me see if I can pull it up on my phone, because I'm taking pictures of it as I'm like screenshotting it as I'm in there for Kyle. I'm like, what in the hell is this?
Yeah.
It was.
I wish we could screen share it. I wish the device wasn't being dumb.
Yeah, it was.
I'll figure that out next time, though, ladies and gentlemen. So don't worry, I'll get it figured out.
I could hold it up here to the camera and no one will be able to see it, but
yeah, I was gonna say that might work. Maybe
they have this weird poster on the wall. That was the first thing that I noticed, because as you click on the walk around, the little Google guide to walk around, it drops you inside of like this supply area, and it's got this weird poster on the wall, right? It says the governance of international space. If you look down here, it's got like this set of eyes.
Oh, I didn't even notice
in the background.
That's creepy.
Weird is that?
That's a weird poster.
Yeah, and people were looking for it like on Reddit. Like, we can't find that poster anywhere. Like, where did that come from? Also, they got this big like, not a garden, but of the National Science Foundation. You can see that from the satellite images up on the Earth, which is also weird. Yeah, it's the Crary Lab down in Antarctica. So as you walk in, they have these display cases, and you get in there, and it's full of more weird shit. So it's got these skeletons in it, which I don't know if you can see that.
Looks like a big fish.
Yeah, it's like a fish skeleton, but with some big chompers.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a fan of. It's got these weird, like, dinosaur skeletons, but they also have sharp teeth, and it's got some weird swords underneath.
Oh, I didn't even notice the swords. That's dope.
Yeah, and it's got this coin here. It's gonna be hard to see, but it's got some kind of writing on it.
Yep. And the triangle.
A triangle on it. And then it's got what looks like a picture of a Tyrannosaurus Rex or an Allosaurus or something. I don't know. If you Google Earth, go down there and do it, because somebody that knows more than me, figure out what that is. Because Or like, are they trolling? Why would you put that in? Why would you put that in like the office of your lab, like the hallway of your lab for people that walk through there? They're like, hey, look at all these weird skeletons in this coin with the Illuminati symbol on it that we found and we dug up in the middle of a damn iceberg.
So how does that work with Google Earth? Do they allow somebody to actually walk through that building, like recording all the images and stuff?
I'm assuming so. You can see you can see a reflection of someone in the glass of the display case. So I don't know if people can just go in there and add. I know like the Street View, they have the Google car that drives around. Well, clearly it didn't drive to the building. But I don't know if you have to allow it. If someone just did it on their own, just went in there and was like, oh, fuck yeah, just look at all this weird shit. I'm about to post it up.
And you know, I do love those whenever and it's not just with this one. Like you've seen the other ones where they'll Google Earth into this random location, and then like there's one I can't remember the exact layout, but it looked like a ceremony room. It was a circular shape. Like people find these, and I don't know if they're real or not, obviously, but they look crazy. Like there's all these different little hidden locations that they found on Google Earth, and I love watching those videos. I absolutely love it.
I'm like, because I got in there because at first I'm like, it's on TikTok, it's probably not real. So I got Google Earth going, and I get in there, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. This is legit. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's weird. So yeah. Bob Tacular here in the chat's got a point. You wouldn't be seeing it unless you were meant to see it, especially on Google.
Yeah, that's valid. Valid.
It is.
But they are oddly, you know, you play the conspiratorial hand there. They're oddly okay with showing everybody what they, you know, their intentions essentially. There's always, I was watching a clip the other day, and it was a bunch of these well-established rappers talking. They kind of have like a barbershop set up, and they're just kind of shooting the shit. And one of them was bringing up like all the images, the Illuminati images you see in other people's videos, all the demonic images you see in other people's videos. Like he was specifically naming like Jay-Z and stuff. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, and they don't like, then I'll be clear, like they don't talk about that. Like that's not the whole purpose of their show. It's just like a barbershop talk, right? They talk about other rappers and et cetera, et cetera. And then they just brought this up one day, and I was like, man, that's crazy. Like he's just laying knowledge on everybody. A couple of them were looking at him like, this dude's crazy.
It is. I mean, pretty cool. I don't know, man. I don't know, because I feel like, especially in today's age, where anything can be misinformation, anything can be true. I feel like they could put legit stuff out there and people would automatically discredit it.
Oh yeah.
Like we are our own, like what's the word? Like we're our own like shadow ops, you know. They could release legitimate stuff and people automatically off the rip discredit it. Even people who are in the realm of the conspiratorial, in the realm of the paranormal, will automatically just be like, nope. So I feel like if the government wanted to, like, let's you know what? Let's just do it. See what happens. Just use a little trial here. We'll put this picture of a damn dinosaur we found in Antarctica. We'll put it up here and see if anybody finds it. And if they do, we'll see how they react to it. So
I mean, the biggest one was UFO disclosure.
Yeah.
And people didn't care about that.
I mean, what? Yeah, it's and they keep backpedaling on it and just rewriting like what they think about it. And like I've said before, look at the videos that they released for public disclosure.
Yeah.
It's just a fuzzy little blip on a thermal that you can't tell how big it is. You can't tell how fast it's going.
Right.
Like it's just as uninteresting as possible. And people just don't really care about it. I think it's going to take like a UFO to land in the front yard of the White House and open up and have a whole fleet of aliens to come out for people to be like, oh shit.
People will still say it's fake.
Oh, that's true.
It'd be CGI, or it'd be a publicity stunt, or it'd be this, it'd be that.
That is true.
And like you said, we're our own worst enemy. Like we've just bred ourselves to be skeptical, to be dismissive of everybody else, and just it's like I always say, like there's a massive difference between believing and experiencing. Massive difference, right? Because you and me can believe all day long and everything, but man, when you experience that like that's reality. Like that hits so much different.
Oh
Than
yeah,
just solely believing in it.
yeah, for sure.
And then there's a lot of people that, like you said, they could land in their front yard and they still would refuse to believe it. They just, nope, my brain is not accepting that today. No way.
This is a very true statement right here. Not just the conspiracy community.
Yeah.
The paranormal community, cryptozoological community, they all just are their own worst enemy.
It's crazy to watch that too.
I think who are we talking to? I think it was Ed. And he pointed out, like, in the Bigfoot community, because you have like two warring factions in the Bigfoot community. You have the biological Bigfoot community, where it is a primate, it is flesh and blood, and then you have the woo-woo community, where it's like spiritual, metaphysical.
I love that you say woo-woo.
I mean, that's what he said. I'm just repeating it.
I love it. I love the phrase just woo-woo, because I call it that too.
And they don't want to intermingle.
No.
The biological Bigfoot people are like, you metaphysical people are off your rockers.
Yeah.
And they're like, but you guys over here are believing this 900-pound, 10-foot tall ape has a breeding population that exists, and you have no proof of them. No verifiable proof outside of some witness reports, which is in the thousands, and some footprints.
Right. Dude, I saw somebody sent me I talked about it whenever I was in Strange Roads Life the other night, and because they were on with Jeremiah from Bigfoot Society, and earlier that day somebody had sent me a supposed video of Bigfoot, right? And it was I've seen a lot of those. People send me those all the time, and I try to watch every single one of them, and most of them I do watch. So I'm watching this, and this guy is recording, and he has it aimed over here, and you see this silhouette, real dark. On the video, it almost looks jet black, right? And it's the classic lean out from behind the tree. And when this thing, I don't know if it just realized that it was being recorded or watched or what have you, but this thing shot back behind the tree. And dude, I'm telling you right now, it is physically impossible for whatever that was to fit behind that tree. There's no possible way. Its shoulders were far broader than the diameter of this tree. This tree was probably only, where's the camera? It looked about this big around. So it was probably a hair bigger, right? But I'm telling you, there was no possible way this thing was fitting behind that tree. And I don't know. It struck me different when I sat there and watched that.
Yeah, you hear reports often of like Bigfoot just disappearing into nothing.
Yeah.
Like people say he passes through a portal. I've heard accounts of it being a shapeshifter. So essentially it could have stepped behind the tree and turned into a moth or a chipmunk or something and disappeared behind the tree. So it's just one of those things. Like there's so much speculation. There's so many different theories that it could be.
Right.
For it to be like a flesh and blood creature, biological, I mean, that would kind of eliminate that.
Well, not necessarily. I know it's literally like comparing bananas to apples, but look at the squid, octopus and stuff, like their ability to change and
true.
adapt. And
change color.
How many times have we heard that Bigfoot has translucent hair?
Yeah.
Right.
Cloaking capabilities. And
you would essentially it would be like a predator suit.
Yeah.
which is terrifying to think about.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Right at the same time, my boyfriend has a Bigfoot on his property pretty consistently. They've
There
caught
you
it doing the
go.
glimmer predator thing.
There you go.
That's awesome.
That
That
would
is
be awesome to
terrifying,
see.
terrifying, and awesome.
Yeah, but it's not out of the realm of possibility because, like I said, you look at people. I mean, we don't have any mammals, to my knowledge, that have that ability, but
Mm-mm.
it's at least not out of the realm of possibility, in my opinion. You know, and you take that with a grain of salt because it's just my opinion. But you know, the octopus is able to do very interesting things with itself.
Yeah. Yeah, and I I know everybody said that the woo is definitely a negative term, which I definitely understand that, but I just kind of was the first thing that popped into my mind as I was running with it
Why
because
is it negative?
because it kind of throws it throws it into that realm of like not being true, you know?
If you call it
Like it just
woo,
kind of rolls off the tongue that way.
like
I'm assuming.
in the context of woo being a slander of the metaphysical,
Kind of.
like
Yeah.
it's a bad name. I think that's dumb. Personally, that's
Yeah.
me.
I think it's
I like it's like me calling Diablo 4 nerdy. It doesn't take
that
away
is
the fact that I still enjoy it, right? And that's just our personality, you know. So don't think that there's negative connotation behind using woo woo or something like that. I just enjoy it. I just think the word's funny and I enjoy it.
Um, let me look through some of these comments here. What do you think about the Pennsylvania white Bigfoot? I think there's all different species of them, honestly.
For sure.
And I I feel like the Yeti, swamp ape, Sasquatch, um, you can just keep going on and on and on. I feel like they're from the same lineage, they're just different species, and I feel like
For sure.
people who see, these creatures, these Sasquatch that are out of the norm, I guess, like, they're just not the regular brown or dark-haired Bigfoots. I think it's probably just a fork in the genetic road there. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. There's, like
I think sorry, I was reading comments, so I might
No,
not
you're
have
good.
caught exactly what you said at the end there, but I think as far as the different types go, it's just based up it's a adaptation, right? Just like any other animal would.
Oh, yeah.
You would adapt to your environment, which would just kind of breed different traits and characteristics into because I mean, to my knowledge, and I'm not a a Bigfoot expert, but it would be extremely bizarre to see a Yeti roaming around the desert. You know, aside from the fact that you could argue that it's just an albino one, which okay, I can get behind that. But I'm talking like straight up Yeti in
Yeah.
the desert would be kind of bizarre, or and vice versa.
Now I'm reading the chat. It's
People are hammering, dude.
you guys
It's
are
hammering. They're
you
hammering.
guys are something else, let me tell you. Um, what else we got here? I'm gonna try to answer some of these questions as we're going. I'm gonna try to stay on the same. Justin here says, don't they claim tigers make some sort of low frequency noise that can paralyze prey? Infrasound, I believe, is what it's called. And they do make a low frequency, and you hear about it in some of the Bigfoot research that when people are near them, they will start getting headaches, feeling nauseous when a Sasquatch is in the area, and they think that it might be something similar to the infrasound that tigers do have.
That's interesting. I haven't heard that. I didn't
I
even know that
watched
about tigers.
I watched it on
So
some documentary. I can't. It might be. I can't remember right now. If I think of it, I'll post it up. It was one of the new Bigfoot shows that's on like regular network television.
yeah, It's probably the one you told me about, and I never got around to watching.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's probably that one because that's what you said about it.
I can't think of the name of it. What else we got in here? Yeah, we'll talk about this. Any plans on doing a deep dive on Egress Industries and lay out the details from beginning to current day? Actually, we do. Whenever me and Kyle get a chance to sit down together, we are going to map out the whole thing from start to where we are now before we go into this next chapter of it, which I'm hoping will either further our dive into it or maybe give us some further answers.
Right.
We are going to plan it out and put it on the show because we've really never given like our audience, our listeners, a whole rundown. We had the initial flyer episode, which just touched on it. Then we had the podcast host on, which was a whole entity in itself. And then we never really circled back around.
Not really.
We went on Tony's show, went on the confessionals and talked about it. Other things happened. We went on Tinfoil Hat Sam's show and we talked about it, and other things kind of happened. We went on Avery's show and talked about it, and other things kind of happened. And even since then, we have had more developments and stuff. So,
well, it's good to know that people would accept that. They wouldn't, because my thing is, and I think it's just me personally. I think everybody would probably just call me dumb. I don't want people to feel like that we're just trying to milk it by doing that, because I understand our logic behind it. And it's just like with like we were talking with Strange Road last night, and we were telling our personal experiences. Like we have this, and I don't think it's a fault, but we kind of update people real time. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so you'll have a bit of the overall experience that we've been going through on this episode, and then something else happens. Well, we'll update on this episode, and there's not a big laid out conversation about it, which, and when you lay it out that way, it's way easier for listeners or us or another host or whomever to put puzzle pieces together.
Yeah.
Right.
And we keep picking up these little pieces as we go. But for a while, to be completely honest with everyone, we didn't know who we could trust outside of me and Kyle between each other. Yeah. So a lot of things that were happening, we were keeping under wraps, close to our chest, because we were trying to figure it out. We had people pulling us in all different directions. It was, we even had, like, for lack of a better term, like misinformation agents in our own camp, people that we interact with personally were being pulled to cast shadow on whatever was going on with this, which spiraled way out of control.
Yeah. And there was a lot of, and to be honest with you guys, at this point, I don't even remember what we didn't put out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because there, like you said, there was Twitter messages that we were hush hush about. There was Reddit messages that we were hush hush about. There was emails that we were hush hush about. And I know a lot of those never seen the light of day.
No, they never made it. They never made it to a show. We probably one-offed it, said it in a conversation when we were talking about it, but never made it to a full show.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm gonna fire up the burner, and get all the text messages pulled up.
Plus, not to mention, it would also be fun to go back and, as much as I don't want to, but like re-listen to our episodes, reread those text messages because of where we are today. Like the way our brains work today. So I think it would be completely different to reanalyze all that stuff, because every time you and me go back to reanalyze, we're like,
make connections.
Like, man, how did we not see that?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, what was the thing that, for example, the Aleister Crowley connection?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That we had, that kind of, once it went down, me personally, I kind of wrote it off. I said, there's no way. There's no fucking way it's tied to Crowley. And this, that, and the other, and it's got all this like occult tie-in. Well, here last year, we go on, whose show were we on? Mark's show?
Yeah, my family thinks I'm crazy.
Yeah. And we were talking about Egress, and he's like, "Where's the flyer found?" And I'm like, "I'm pretty sure it's found just in this community subdivision in Austin." And he's like, "Well, Austin has a lot of ties to Crowley." And I'm like, "Fuck."
Yeah. Which I'm like you. I had no idea that was a thing. So, and you're right. I mean, they're puzzle pieces that unknowingly get put in place all the time. It's just we don't have all the knowledge. We don't have all the connections.
And now we've got this whole new avenue that we're going to kind of go down. Yeah. I feel like we need to make a recap show up to this point and then see where it goes from there, because
we'll have to get together early one day and just put it all together all day long. Yeah. It's going to take all day to get the timeline right, because I know we're going to argue on timeline, but it's because we remember things differently. It's not that it'd be a full-on argument or anything like that.
No.
It would just be because things get choppy. You know, there's so much, things get choppy. Yeah. It does help that we still have the text messages and all that stuff too. And we do have audio reference to go back to.
And I screenshotted a lot of the interaction to save just in case something happened, you know. And because we had the DC number that was texting us, and we went down that rabbit hole. We tracked the actual like location of the number where it originated from to this office building that was being renovated not too far from the Capitol.
Yeah.
Which in itself was nuts.
Yeah.
But then we find out that it is someone local to us that had pulled the number to use to interact with us, which we then IP traced this nerd because he was not thinking. And it's funny. I created one of those IP trackers, right, where you can just pop the link, and if they click on the link, you can make the link whatever you want. So I just made it our website link. I'm like, Kyle, send it to that number. And this doof clicked on it. So we pulled the IP he was using on his Wi-Fi. We're like, gotcha. So we had a friend. She starts calculating some stuff, zeroes this Wi-Fi in to a police department, not 40 miles from us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is happening? What is happening right now?
Yeah. And once he got called on his bullshit, that number disappeared.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's twisted. That's exactly what happened. Big dog. We caught you slipping. You fucked up.
It was once we called it, because it turns out the old boy is in law enforcement.
Yeah.
Kind of well up the law enforcement chain. And I'm like, he wanted to play ball, and then he didn't want to play ball, so sorry about you.
Yeah, that sucks.
And it just kind of spirals from there. And the worst part is that we have no answers. We have no answers as to what Egress Industries were.
Yeah,
well, they cut us off so fast.
We've been getting messages and stuff that a lot of people say they think they're not done with us yet.
I know. I've been seeing that too.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just gut feelings from people or
come on with it.
Or what, you know, it's kind of hard telling. And then I might have a conversation with a pretty interesting person tomorrow night. So we might have one hell of a story come, which would be great timing because I've been so busy getting all the new intros fixed, getting all the stuff prepped and ready for, you know, changes coming in the future for me and Steve. But I've been doing that, and we've been doing this. We did an interview with Strange Road last night, all that stuff. So I've been kind of not getting very far in writing my next episode. So if this happens tomorrow night, this will be a great time for it.
If it makes you feel any better, neither have I.
Yeah, I know. It's just been we've been so busy. It's so busy. So hopefully this pans out.
You want to know something weird?
Yeah.
When you were just talking right there, your audio was cutting out. I don't know if it was on my end or if anybody else caught that, but every single time we start talking about Egress, the audio gets the internet gets screwed up, the audio gets screwed up. Like it never fails. Once we start going on about it, like for example, nobody really knows this, but when we went on Trip's show, my internet is garbage out here in the middle of nowhere. Absolute trash. Shout out to Frontier Internet for not having good product to sell to their customers. But I went to Kyle's house because Kyle's got banging internet.
Yeah, I'm gonna speed test it right now to give everybody an idea of. So right now, which is kind of slow for my internet right now, but I'm banging 690 megabytes a second download.
Yeah, mine's probably like
and
6.
I'm banging 35, 40 upload. So my internet's running pretty quick.
Pretty decent.
Yeah.
We are on Trip's show talking about Egress. That's what he had us on there for. And we're in it. We're in the deep talking about it. We get to the point to the exact second we go to play the voicemail.
Oh no, I called him.
Is that what it was?
Yes, I called it.
We called the number. We called the number live on Trip Show to pick up the voicemail. The exact second the phone rings, Kyle's internet cuts out. Gone.
Yep.
Completely gone. And they reconnect us, and it's choppy and all this shit. And I honestly think at that point they kind of thought we were like fucking with them.
Yeah.
Because it cut out right at that spot. And I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me that this is happening.
Oh, yeah. Now. I was so mad because that was one of them. For someone like me, that was one of them like once in a lifetime opportunities. Right. I was so excited about that because I still do tinfoil hat. Like I really, really enjoy that show. I enjoy the whole dynamic of it. I was so excited. And then that happens to us. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You like, why of all days for this to happen, why this day?
Yeah. And we finished the interview. Like I said, by that point, they think we're pulling their leg. They kind of wrap it up. And we go out. I don't know where we were going, to the gas station or something, but me and Kyle are going out driving, and we see an internet van down the road.
Yeah.
Just kind of kicking it about 3 houses down.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are the chances that happened on this day at exactly the moment that we call that number?
Yeah.
It happened when we were on Avery's show. Chiller Queen, we were talking about it. As soon as we get into it, her internet goes down, her computer crashes. And I'm like, get out of here. So ridiculous.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. We'll have to get together one day around lunch or something and just bang it out.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, maybe it wasn't an internet guy, you know? Like, do they know? Do they know?
I don't know, man. Like, this is the part where I disconnect, right? Like, it's because it sounds too fantastic to be real. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all about it. Like, don't get me wrong. If this is somebody else's story, I'm saying that probably wasn't an internet guy down the street. Like, because I'll play to that. But when it happens to myself, I question things way harder than I would question it happening to anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So removing me from the situation, I wouldn't be surprised one way or the other if it was or it wasn't, you know?
Yeah.
But putting me in there, it changes it for a little bit for me. Why'd you say uh-oh?
Elol here has it on good authority that the whole Egress stuff is an ARG and people are just wasting you guys' time. Watch out for clout chasers. Well, you could be a little less cryptic and just tell us what you know.
Yeah, it could be.
And I mean, if it is, good on them. They got one over on us.
Oh, 100%.
They helped us create some good internet. So thanks, nerds.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that somebody pulled one over on us.
No, we chased the time traveler that didn't exist, but
yeah,
can't say we didn't try.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Man, that went on a tangent there with the old Egress. That just is something that stands out to the forefront of everything that we've done. That was probably the weirdest that just stands out. That whole chase and everything was just bizarre. People say they were having chat issues when we were talking about it too.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I mean, I don't know. If it is an ARG, come on with it.
Yeah, facts.
Come on with it.
Yeah.
You can get it too.
And then counter arguments can be made all day long about that as well.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what just got exposed? Oh, the FBI is inside Twitter manipulating those things and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So
shocking.
Right, yeah, that's what I mean. Everything is smoke and mirrors. Everything. I don't know. We are almost 50 minutes into this already.
Going from the pod to seeing your beautiful beardy faces, this might take a bit to adjust. We do have faces for podcasting, let me tell you.
Yeah. Unfortunately. We're not exactly the easiest on the eyes.
That is a fact. But I mean, what do you guys want? You want us to open the hollow line, see if we got some weirdness coming in, or we could sit here and talk about Egress all the time, but then we wouldn't need to make a show on it.
Well, apparently Egress isn't real.
No. That sucks. Sucks to suck. Be real.
All right. Let's hope we got all-time high people in here.
I know. I just saw us pass 80. Let's roll.
Let's
one of these days that thing's gonna hit triple digits. It's gonna hit triple digits.
I hope so.
It's gonna be dope.
I hope so. Another thing too that like I definitely want Night Shift to have an entire radio show vibe. So it doesn't have, you don't have to call in with just stories too. Like you can ask questions, you can spark a short conversation, stuff like that too. So, feel free to do those things as well.
Yeah.
And I tried, I don't know if I did it right. I tried to make it to where all incoming calls just basically get denied. So there shouldn't be any more the call waiting noise, the beep beep beep. So let's hope I got that figured out.
Just keep it in mind, keep it respectful, keep it
let's not get in
realm. And if somebody's on, try to hold off calling till the call wraps up.
Yeah.
And people that do call in, keep time restraints into consideration a little bit. Like we got, what do we usually go till about 9:30? And we'll just roll with it.
Yeah. All right.
I'm trying to read through these chats. Oh, there it is.
It's live and hot. Everybody, let's
everybody hit the like button so we can try to get this rolling. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I love this.
You know how it is. You know how YouTube is. Do all that stuff.
Yeah.
We got tons of awesome content creators in here again. Burton's in here. Strange awesome. Roads in here. AI was in here earlier.
What's up, Paranormal Trucker?
In here. What up?
It's much appreciated, homie.
I apologize if I missed any other content creators, but especially all these guys that I've named. They're awesome people.
Yeah.
Go and support them. Support independent content 100%. Creation. I know everybody is grinding. Everybody's doing this in house. Everybody is working hard. So
yeah, I second that. Like, it is cool that most of the people we've interacted with on a content creator basis has been extremely friendly, extremely respectful. I mean, it's just I'm blown away by a lot of it, you know.
Man, the chat is just.
I love the chat. The chat
Dude,
just
it's so
goes.
awesome.
Just
I could just.
wait, we got a call. We got a call. We're hot.
Oh
We're
yeah,
hot.
let's go.
We're hot. Hello.
Hey, is this Kyle?
Yes, it is. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man, what's up? Listen to you guys all the time.
Awesome.
Really wanted to call in. I've turned like a handful of you guys to people I work with.
Awesome.
It's been a great time. We love it. I just want to say, fuck yeah, you guys are the best. And keep it up. I talk to Steve all the time on Facebook once in a while.
That's awesome.
You guys are great, man. Yeah, so I'm Randy from Utah.
All right, Randy.
Awesome.
All right, you guys have a great night.
All right, you too, brother.
You too, bud. I love it.
Much love. I love that shit.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Yeah,
those are my favorite art bells.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. I understand too. That's another thing. Don't be nervous to call in. We're just two schmucks. Don't be nervous.
Yeah, we're the coolest lame dudes you'll ever meet.
That's probably factual.
What's the number? C Parsons, it should be scrolling along the bottom of the video here.
Yeah. 1618-556-0837.
There's tons of love in the chat. I just want
that's crazy.
all up here.
Absolutely crazy. Oh,
there it is.
We got another one. Hello.
Hey.
What's going on?
Not much. I just thought I'd call in, and I've got stories, so I could write a book. I love your podcast. I found you guys through either Sasquatch Chronicles or Tony Merkel's stuff, but
awesome.
And I started listening to you guys, and anytime I see a little ping like new release, I'm like, oh sweet. So I've been sitting on these stories for a while, so I figured I'd call and tell you probably the strangest one, because I know Kyle is you're just gonna say shut the fuck up.
Oh, let's do this then. Let's do this.
Those are the best ones.
Yes, I'm excited already.
Okay, so it's so weird. Okay, so I was sleeping, and I was awakened by I don't even know what, but I just woke up, and my husband wasn't in the room. I think he was working late or something, or he was traveling. But I was in the room alone, and my bed faces the bathroom door, which is on the opposite side of the bedroom, and the door was open a little bit, and there's a window in the bathroom that lets light in from outside, and we had a compound light outside that was really bright, so I could see a glow coming in from the bathroom is basically what it was. So I could see. It wasn't super bright, like the light was on in the room, but I could see enough. And I'm looking at the bathroom door. I was just like fixated on it, and I had no idea why. And then I see coming from the top right corner of the bathroom a stalk, almost like an octopus arm or something, but it was just perfectly smooth. It came snaking out at the top corner of the bedroom door, and at the end of this stalk was a giant eyeball, I shit you not. And it starts scanning the room. It starts scanning at the opposite end of the room, and it starts slowly turning this giant fucking eyeball. And and I'm sitting in bed going, what? the fuck
Yeah.
is that? And the whole eyeball is just turning, just kind of casually, slowly, and then it looks at me, and I'm looking at it, and it looks at me, and it almost like it's just a giant fucking eyeball, but it almost had this like, oh shit, she sees me kind of expression in the eyeball. I don't even know. It was weird. And then it just went, oh shit, like that. And then it didn't say it, but that's like the reaction I gathered. And it just sucked immediately back up into the bathroom and just disappeared. And I'm sitting there going, what was that? And I was too scared to get up out of bed to go look to see what was happening. So I just put the covers over my head and went back to sleep. And that was it. But that was like the weirdest, like other dimensional thing that's ever happened. I've got a million other stories, but that one threw me because I didn't have a box to put it in.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you even do with that?
What do you do with it?
I don't even know.
Like,
where to go with that?
So did it,
Right?
I am like, did it just come right out of the ceiling?
It was like it was coming from the room, the bathroom itself. So it was like going through the doorway, and it was using the doorway like a doorway, but it was at the upper right corner of the bathroom door, and it just snaked into the bedroom. And I would say the eyeball was like the size of a bowling ball. I mean, it was huge.
It sounds like something of a science fiction movie.
I know, and I don't have any frame of reference for it. It was just the weirdest
idea.
I mean, I think as far as I'm concerned, you hit the nail on the head. Like, the only thing that I can logically wrap my brain around is some type of interdimensional thing poking its head in.
Right. And the chat is flying off. They're like, it reminds us of War of the Worlds when it
That's
came in.
That's kind of what it was like. Yeah.
Gross.
I'm like, no, I'm good.
Well,
yeah, and the fact that I went back to sleep, like it was no big deal. Like,
I mean, I'm with you there. That's what I do.
I actually keep a bat beside my bed, and that was the first thing I was thinking. I'm like, I would have just used that thing as like a T-ball holder and just went after it, because that
the weird thing is, I mean, it's so startling. It was so weird. It was so like I couldn't put it in a box. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I was just stunned. I was just sitting there stunned. And the fact that it looked at me and kind of had the expression of like, oh shit, she sees me, she's not supposed to see me, was so weird.
And that's almost comical too. The fact that it like looks at you and
like,
goes, oh no,
damn, they're awake.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't there to hurt me. It was just checking me out, checking out the room, and like, I don't know, just like, awesome. What's here?
That is
anyway.
I don't even have a reference point to like compare it to.
No,
because it's
these are those awesome one-offs.
Like,
yeah,
what?
Like,
yeah. Someone just the big eye just saying hello.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
Like, it reminds me of you.
I love it.
It reminds me of the story you had with the guy with the fly head. Like, it's just them extreme one-off situations.
Oh yeah,
where you don't ever hear about it.
No. Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm like, I need to call Monsters Among Us. I need to just someone else. Please tell me that you've seen something.
I'm gonna dig into it now.
I've never heard of that.
I gotta find eyeball entities from here on, because
let's go.
I gotta have some reference material to go off of.
I hope you get an episode on it. That's gonna be great.
That is
awesome.
Wild. I love it.
Anyway, that's my creepy ass story. So.
I love it.
Thank you for calling in and sharing. That was not the route I thought that was gonna go. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yes. Have a good day. Stay weird.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, that's awesome. That was awesome.
I don't even know. I don't know.
That's awesome.
That's one of those ones I try to like make sense of it, connect the dots. I don't know. I don't have any idea.
I love it. It's fantastic, because like I said, aside from interdimensional being popping head in, just checking stuff out. I got nothing. Nothing.
I was looking for reports on 4chan. Like if you browse the paranormal board, sometimes you see some weird ones.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this one from this guy that was in Panama. They were doing research on boa constrictors or some sort of big snake down there, and they were in like this kind of like a dormitory.
Mm-hmm.
And he started hearing these loud booms outside, and it woke him up. It said it was probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and he
got another caller.
Yep, copy that. Roll with it.
Oh no, they hung up.
Oh, they were listening to my story.
Probably.
Okay, but you can feel free to call back and interrupt me. I have stories for days. But they said it woke him up, and as he's looking down the hallway, this orb of light would come in, and he said he was in the 12th room back, and as the orb would go in look into the door.
Another caller.
Yep, send it.
All right. Hello. Hello?
Hey, is this Kyle?
Yeah, what's up?
So, all right, man. I got a weird story here.
Let's hear it.
It's not long. So, this happened about 2 summers ago. This is Outlaw, by the way.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, what's up?
Not a whole lot. So, so this happened about 2 summers ago. This happened at work. And at that time, I was working apartment maintenance. And so anyway, like, long story short, I went in there to do a paint job late at night. Then I went into this room, and I just got a bad vibe from it. And like, I know it sounds crazy, but like out of nowhere, I saw a shadow man. Now the kicker is it was a pixelated shadow man, and like as soon as I saw that, I got like this. Best way to explain it was like I wanted to have an out of body experience while I was still awake, or that's a word I'm looking for. But yeah, just like an out of body experience. As soon as I saw that, then it just took all I had to keep. I guess the best way to say it is to keep conscious. It took all I had to keep conscious, and as soon as I saw that, I just took off. And I didn't talk about it. I never told my coworkers or anything like that. So, but yeah, just a quick story. I just want to see what you guys think of that.
I know where my brain goes. 100%. You were awake when this happened?
Yeah, this happened at work.
Right. Dude, like I don't want to be an asshole here, but I feel like that reminds me on multiple levels of alien contact / abduction, because you have this pixelated image, which reminds me of what I seen when I was little. I saw a pixelated ET in my room once. The thing that gets me, and I could be wrong because I'm not a massive metaphysical guy. I'm still learning that side of things. But when you said it was like it was trying to force you to have an out of body experience, I have heard, and I know Steve has too, countless stories of people when they are getting quote unquote abducted, they feel like something is pulling them out of themselves.
Yep.
So that's where my brain went.
I feel like it circles back around to my theory that our consciousness is some sort of barrier for these things. And if you don't willingly expand that consciousness, say through DMT or astral projection or meditation, once they see you and kind of know that you're there, it almost seems like maybe they could pull you into that expanded consciousness where you're in their realm now.
I dig that too. I definitely dig that.
You don't have a choice once they get you there. But that is, saying it out loud freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't. Yeah,
know
that's the weird thing. Like I've heard of regular shadow man, but a pixelated one. I've never
heard that.
Strange.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I
If there was
can
some
only
other
imagine
story,
seeing that. I can only imagine seeing that.
there was some other story that dealt with pixelation that we just talked about, but I can't remember which one it was. Because it reminded me of your story.
The little gray that was in my room.
Yeah. But somebody else had called in and was talking. I don't know if they called in or if it was a story I was researching, talked about pixelated beings.
Maybe that's a thing.
Could be.
Another show topic. Let's go.
Yeah, pixelated beings. It's gonna be our thing.
I love it, dude. I love it.
But yeah, I just wanted to share that and get your guys' opinion on it. But
yeah, man, I don't know. The fact that you like felt it want to pull you into an out of body,
that sucks.
That's scary.
Yeah, 100%. That would terrify me.
Yep.
Yeah, I never told my coworkers after that, man. I'm like, I just honestly, man, I didn't even tell anyone in the paranormal community because that's just, to me, that was unheard of. So I just kind of kept quiet about it for a while, and then, but yeah.
For me, that kind of validates your story too. The fact that you went into this like shutdown mode where you're like, nope, no sir, nope. I don't know. It just leads credence for me because it's, to me, honestly, 100%, no lie. I feel like that's what a rational person would do.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's almost impossible to make sense of.
Exactly.
So talking about it, even you almost expect ridicule, which is terrible. I wish the world wasn't like that, and I wish people were a little more open-minded about people that have encounters that they can't explain. But they're not. But we're trying. We've got a little corner of the internet where it's opening up, and it's a good spot. We're gonna try to keep expanding it. But man, I don't know. It's wild. It's terrifying and wild.
Yeah, it was definitely new to me. So, but anyway, love you guys. Keep up with what you're doing, and yeah. Anyway, have a good night.
You too, brother.
Thanks for calling in, Outlaw. Stay weird and stay safe out there, brother.
All right, brother.
Much love, Outlaw. We appreciate you, big dog.
Dude, consciousness is the key. Like we talked about on Strange Road.
Yeah.
If somebody could explain human consciousness to me, explain it to me like I'm 10 years old, please do, because
holy moly, another one.
I have no idea. Let's roll with it.
Ripping. Hello.
Hi. Is this the holophone?
Yes, ma'am.
It is.
Hi. This is Shelby. Sorry. I'm used to calling people from work. I was just calling to tell you guys I don't really have a story unless ghost stories count. But you guys are the only podcast really that my husband listens to that the two of us can listen to all the time together and have a good time listening to. We have very different interests, but just something about the way you guys play off of each other and I don't know if you guys realize how funny you are. But that kind of hits me. Good. And yeah, he likes, everything else. He's actually got a pretty intense UFO story that I'll get him to call in one day.
Please do.
Yes, please do.
Long. Yeah. It's out here in Oklahoma, but it's a good time. But I wanted to call and say thanks because I always enjoy whenever he puts you guys on the TV, and it was nice to see you guys on TV tonight.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
You. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Love it. Hollow Sky, bringing the paranormal world together, bringing couples together.
Yeah, pulled me away from my regular true crime a little bit, so it works out.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
It gets overwhelming. That was my first passion was true crime, and man, you got to take a break from that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you start having weird dreams, well, I guess y'all kind of cause some weird dreams too, but it's a different way, so it's a bit of a break.
Well, thank you, Shelby, for calling in.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah. Tell your husband thanks as well for being a member of the Holo Cult.
Yep, for sure.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night, guys.
All right, good
Stay
night.
safe out there.
You too. Bye.
Oh man, that was way cool.
I know.
That was way cool. I don't even know what to do now.
That's what I was just gonna say. I don't know what to do with those calls.
Oh, me either.
I love them, and I feel like it's good to hear them. But I'm like, man, we're not that good, you know. We're just kind of.
Oh man, I love it though. I love it. We're the new Dr. Phil. And we just got another call.
You know that's gonna make it into the image that's getting created right now.
Oh shit, I didn't even think about that. Hello? Hello? Hello?
You are live on the holophone.
Did you get nervous again?
Psych.
Hello?
All right.
I'm gonna end the call. Maybe you can call back and refresh.
Yeah. Try it again.
Yeah.
Try it again.
Here we go.
There it is. Let it rip.
Hello?
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, this is Ross. Everyone was cheering me on to talk my story, so I'm finally here.
Awesome. They the Holocult talked you into it.
All right, so basically, okay, so I'm in New York, and basically I'm a hop and skip from JFK Airport, and I've seen a lot of planes and UFOs in my days. And my story is kind of creepy because you know how UFOs, they like to just hover in one spot or the other. Well, basically, I would have UFOs fly in front of my window, and it would shine a light whenever they go by, and then chase the airplane back and forth. And I just wanted to get you guys' opinion on that.
UFOs would chase airplanes
from JFK.
Yeah, basically the airplanes would go by because they're going to land at JFK, and these lights would follow them. But whenever they go past my window, per se, they would like shine a light at me, and then speed off back and forth all night.
That's weird.
That is
weird. Man, I'm not trying to take away from your call here, but I did have a weird experience the night before last. My alarm had went off, and I woke up, and our bedroom is like super bright, and I thought it was a full moon shining in because I could see through the shutters this big round disc in the sky. I'm like, all right, it's just a super bright full moon, whatever. I go in the closet, and I go to get my clothes out to go to work, and I hear this loud thump in my house. I think it's one of the animals, but both the animals are in the bedroom with me. So I go about my business, pack my lunch, and I go out the door. There's no full moon. It's just the sliver, like it's just a sliver of a new moon. So whatever it was out there was not the moon, but it was bright enough to shine through my window, which your story reminded me of. But as far as following the planes at JFK, man,
they did it in World War II.
Yeah,
that was what I was
going to say.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe they see them as some sort of other like aerial threat or something that they're just checking in on. Or
it could be that. But like, why would you stop by my window and then shine a light?
Yeah.
Like, I've had my most skeptical friends come and they've seen it and they was like, I don't know what that is, but you know, I want to go home.
Yeah,
so it's just a crazy experience for like 12 years.
Have you had any other like profound alien experiences that might tie to it?
Well, okay, I really do have one. I want to keep this long because I know people want to call in. But yes, so I'm 5 minutes from the beach, and there's a lot of stars out at night. We're going to the Pro Prom to see the fireworks on the boardwalk. And for the life of me and my friends like notice that these stars are following us. I mean, they're following us from my apartment all the way to the beach. We go lay down, we lay on the sand to watch the fireworks, hear those stars again. I'm like, okay, guys, do you see this? They're like, yeah. The minute I said, look, here they are again, they flew off. I mean, like, they took off at the speed of light. And then when we got back to the apartment, there they were right above the building. So I'm like, and I know stars are stationary in the night sky. I know that.
Man, I do not know. It almost sounds like something's keeping an eye on you. As terrible as that sound, and as much as I don't want it to be that, but for it to compound on itself, and it's like, man, I don't know. It's like something's keeping track of you. You don't have any like missing time or anything that you can't account for. My fingers are crossed that you don't.
Yeah, I do sometimes.
Oh man.
But it's like in the 5 minutes. It's like 5 minute intervals. Whenever I sleep, I'll be like, I'll go numb and then I'll wake up and it's like, you know, it was like 3:30 and I was like 3:45. What happened to me?
That's what it's like. If you put all of it together, if you tie all the puzzle pieces together,
they're very tall creatures. They're like 7 feet tall. They're like white and silvery, and sometimes they'll pop out of they'll like peer out.
Uh-oh.
Do we lose him?
I think so. Something happened. He's still on the line.
Did you get abducted?
I would shit myself.
Oh man. Yeah,
he's back.
No, he's gone.
Is he back? No? Yes? Bruh.
He's still connected. The phone's still connected.
What?
Yeah, I swear it's still connected. It's on 5 minutes right now. I don't
Listen,
I hope
extraterrestrials, you are screwing with the show. So wait until after.
No, don't abduct our friend.
No, and don't abduct our friend.
But I mean, I'll give him a couple seconds to see if it can't reconnect here. But it reminds me like the CE5 stuff, and them guys are like using their consciousness and shit to draw UFOs in.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I was thinking like maybe they'd marked him and they keep an eye on him, but what if he's bringing them in?
Could be. And when he said that they're following the planes, and when they do, it flashes him, and that's clear acknowledgement. Like, hey, we got you. Like we know you're watching. We know you're paying attention.
Yeah, maybe the fact that it's tied to the planes and JFK is inconsequential. Maybe they're just using that. Maybe they're trying to blend in with the air traffic that's around his apartment or his house or whatever.
That's that's weird,
dude. Oh, yeah, and he gets 7 foot tall white beings, and then they're like, "You are not supposed to talk about this right now." Ross, come back.
Abduction.
The chat. Did you see the chat? R.I.P. Ross. If he is really gone, I
don't think this is him calling back, but we'll answer. Hello?
This is Stephen Kyle.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
My wife just called. She was Shelby from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, y'all are literally just talking about the whole, what was it, the brain stuff with the UFOs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
But anyways, so my story, I'll try to keep it short. I was out fishing one night with my cousin out at Lake Thunderbird, and not catching nothing. Kind of crazy, but this drunk guy come up to the dock and was doing all kinds of weird crap. But anyways, he finally left, and I was sitting there jigging up and down, and to the left of me, I saw this little red light come out, and it kind of like, it was going just like normal, and then it kind of like zigzagged just a little bit out of the corner of my eye. I was like, dude, did I just really see what I thought I saw? And so I looked over at my cousin, I was like, bro, turn that light off. Look at this. And he's turning around, he's kind of watching it. He's like, you been drinking or something tonight? I'm like, bro, look, just chill out, watch this light. Tell me if this thing isn't moving weird. So a little bit after, it starts kind of like jumping around and stuff. And he was like, get the fuck out of here, really? I'm like, bro, I don't know what that is. So we're watching this thing. And here's the weird thing about it, is the thing would like start going away from us, right? And I'd be like, oh man, I've like waited my whole life to see something like this. I don't go just yet. And then it would start kind of coming back towards us. And I'm like, hey, fuck off, bro. Fuck off. I ain't playing that game. I don't want to get abducted. I am playing the probe game. And then it would start going away again, all right? So it did this about 3 times. Then all of a sudden it got over to the other side of the lake, and then it shot off real quick, looked like Spock hit the freaking star drive or something and left a little streak, right? So me and him look at each other and like, did we really just see that? And we look back over there, we're kind of chit-chatting maybe like 5 minutes later. And then the thing is way up in the air. And I mean, dude, you wouldn't have even recognized it. Like if you were just like looking at the stars, it looked like a star, but it was sitting there bouncing back and forth like it was dancing. Like it was putting on a show for us or something. I tried to get a picture of the thing or like a video of it. You could zoom in on it and see it, But I mean, dude, you couldn't tell what it was. It's just like a blinking light, you know. I don't know. You couldn't really tell what it is. If you zoomed out, because I wanted to get like a frame of reference to see how it was moving. Yeah, you couldn't see it whenever you zoomed out on it. So I don't know, man.
I was waiting for you to say that you started signaling it with your flashlight, and I was gonna be like, no,
terrible idea.
My freaking cousin, I had this high powered laser that I would shine on the water to get little bait fish to come up. He was like, shoot that laser at it. I'm like, are you high right now? Shoot the laser at it. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. How many terrible fishing stories have we heard end like this? Come on, guys.
That's why I don't go fishing at night, because like they're on the prowl for night fishermen. Like look at some of the most famous abduction cases, and they always signal them with their light. Do not signal.
I'm not trying to be sitting in the police station smoking cigarettes, contemplating life decisions. I'm not playing that.
No.
I feel that. Me and my little brother were out fishing one time, and he just grabs me by the shoulder, and I look over, and he is just like, just pale, and he just points up at the sky, and he goes, "What is that?" And it was right when they first launched Starlink, so it was just this whole line of satellites moving, and luckily I just read about it, because for a minute I'm like, it's happening. This is it. And I'm like, oh no, it's just Elon. Crazy.
It's Starlink.
Well, man, freaking right after, I think it was like the next year after that. My hunting spot was out there by his house. It was maybe like 5 miles away from the lake. So I got there one morning, and I'm, like putting on all my hunting clothes and all that stuff and getting ready. And I look up in the air, and that pearl, the dots, was off in the distance, like over, it was way off, but it was in the direction of where my hunting blind was. I was like bend back down in my car and grab my gun and rack it, and I'm just sitting there like, y'all better go away. I'm not going to sit in that freaking blind. Something's like hovering over my head. I've already had weird crap out here. I'm not playing this.
I don't blame you there. I don't blame you at all, man. That stuff is like, it's weird too, because there was one night when me and Steve were outside taking a break from recording, and there was this big bright light that was hitting the clouds, and it was behind me, and I couldn't see it. And Steve, like the reaction that Steve had, fucking terrified me, because you could hear it in his voice. He just goes, "What the fuck is that?" And he pointed up into the sky. And like I could almost feel my lip quiver, because I was like, I expected to see a giant UFO behind us, man. Scared the living shit out of me.
We still don't know what the light was.
No. We
should not have been there.
Dude, we probably sat there and watched it for an hour, and oh man, but I know what you mean. Like when you see those things and you're like, no, sir.
So I guess this is kind of maybe part of it too. I don't know. Maybe it's weird coincidence. So we would put lights on the dock, right? Powered by just a car battery to bring bait fish in, Well, earlier that night, I don't know, that was probably like a couple hours, 2 hours and a half, something like that before this happened, that battery died. So he was like, dude, I had that on the charge all night. What the hell? So we took the battery up the hill. We started his truck and unhooked his car battery and put that battery into charge. And while we were up there kind of waiting for it to get a charge, we were talking. And I was like, because, like out there it's country, you can see a whole bunch of stars and whatnot. And I was like, man, out of all the times we've been out in some like freaking podunk places out in the middle of nowhere, you think if something was up there, we would see it. And I've always like been interested in UFOs and all that stuff, but honestly, I've never seen nothing. So I was like, man, you thought we would have seen some crazy shit out in the middle of nowhere, right? He's like, yeah, whatever, because he doesn't believe in any of that kind of stuff. So what are the fucking odds of us having that happen that night after all that, after literally a couple hours before that, talking about that?
Man,
It's they're telling you, human consciousness, they're in tune with it. They know it. They know what we're thinking. They pick up on everything. Whatever these entities are, I don't know if they're extraterrestrial, interdimensional, whatever they are. They're way more in tune with us than we are with them, and that puts us at a great disadvantage.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Oh yeah. Yeah, she'd come back in here to remind me. I also like called her at like 6 in the morning right as the sun comes up. I was like, babe, you will not believe what just happened. Like, you've got to listen to this. And she's like, like, just half freaking asleep. I have no idea what's even going on. I'm like, the aliens are here, man.
That's it, babe. We're all being abducted.
This
We
is
gotta
it.
go.
This
We
is
gotta
it.
pack
Hollow
your
Sky
shit.
was right.
Pack your shit.
Hollow Sky was right.
It's like, if I go missing, I was at this freaking dock. Tell them to start searching the area and go back over it a couple of times.
That's awesome.
It is.
But yeah, man, love y'all's show. I've been listening to y'all since Egress on Tony. But
awesome.
Like I said, bros, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Yes. Then thank you for calling in.
Yes.
No problem.
We'll talk at you later.
Stay safe and stay weird out there, brother.
Bye.
Oh man, I love it.
Isn't it weird? Like when people start talking about one encounter, then it just unlocks other encounters, and they're like, oh, well, this happened, and this happened, and this happened.
Yeah. You start putting the mental puzzle pieces together, and you're like, wait, no.
It's like our first nature just to write it off as like, nah, that's nothing to worry about. That's nothing to worry about. We start connecting the pieces together. I see that Ross did not get abducted by aliens. He's back in the chat, but he did say all of his internet and Wi-Fi access cut out.
That is weird.
That sounds par of the course.
When he starts getting to 7 foot tall
light beings.
Do you want to take one more or call it a night?
What do we got? 27. Oh, if somebody calls in with the next.
Well, we're calling right now.
Okay, do it. Let's roll. Last one.
Hello.
Hey, Kyle. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome.
I thought I'd chip in here and give you guys a short tale of why I escaped LA once.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, was living out there for about 7 months and living in Koreatown and working in the industry, and had 2 DJ friends come out to visit and went and saw their show, and then ended up they wanted to go out and party and do the whole night scene, and I'm old, so we just took them up to the Hollywood Strip and took them to a club, pretty much just got them to the door. And this is like 2 a.m. And my wife and I, we go off to a side street and call our Uber, and we're just sitting there just watching all the nightlife. And then all of a sudden, these it still like makes the hair in the back of my neck stand up. You just see these 3 couples walking, like, couple behind couple behind couple, but like looking like they were dressed, gosh, like they were out of like the 60s or something, like your yuppie, preppy looking, just like Fred from Scooby-Doo, just out of place. And they're just had a weird gait to them and everything. And they were just walking, and there's bums everywhere, almost asking for money. And I made eye contact with one of the men, and the only way I can describe it is like it wasn't human. And like the look on their face was like that they were like going to have fun that's not of our consideration of fun, but just so nefarious and malicious. And I noticed that none of the homeless people even like acknowledged them. Like they just marched right into, like, best way to describe it is like looked like they were going to feed. And right after they passed by, our Uber pulled up, and we got in the car, and it was just silence for like a minute. And then my wife looked at me and she said, "Did you see those?" And she just like stopped, and I'm like, "Not people?" And she said, "Yes." And 5 days later, we got all of our stuff together. We came up with some BS story to our landlord so we could get like our rent back, or our deposit back. And we just like gave away our bed, gave away tons of stuff, and packed up our car and just drove east. And that's why we left LA.
That is terrifying.
It was.
I've read a report or heard a report, I think is from LA, that is sort of similar, where this couple had went out and they had a whole night out planned. They were going to go bowling and see a movie and go to a bar and all this stuff. As they leave their first stop, I guess for dinner, they see this group of kids. Essentially, they're like teenagers. She said, but they're dressed almost like they're like early 80s punk rockers. So it reminds you of the Lost Boys, is the first thing that popped into my head. And she said as they were standing there, one of them started to call her husband's name. So she just has this overwhelming fear of dread that whatever these things are bad. They are bad. Well, the husband thinks it's somebody he knows, so he starts to walk to him. She gets freaked out. They call a cab, jump in the cab, take off. They get to their next place, the bowling alley, whatever they're doing. Get done. As they walk out there across the street, same group of these older teenagers. They start calling to them again. Get in, go to their next stop, see them again, start calling their name. So they're like, this is weird. Let's just get out of here. They decide to go home. They're a couple miles out of the city. Well, they get there. They're kind of ending their night, washing up and everything. They get a knock on the door. Who is it at the door? These teenagers asking them to let them come in. Can we come in? Can we use your phone? They're just trying to coax them to come in. We need to get in. They're beating on the door to the point where they call the police. And as the police approach, they hear the sirens. Police get there. They're nowhere to be found. So I'm not saying it's the same, but it reminds me of similar, the way you reacted to them wanting to feed and them not being human. I mean,
yeah, it was like the same kind of warning signals you get when you're standing on the edge of a cliff. Like it was like, stay away from them.
Like ingrained fear.
It's like primal, very That's primal, like
terrifying.
It is.
Yeah, it was
weird, man.
And that set me down the pigeonhole or rabbit hole of looking at esoteric LA, because I'm big into the esotericism of cities, and I don't know if anybody's ever like discovered it, but looking through it, what they ended up doing is moving Los Angeles, like the city center, and kind of took over old Chinatown, and Chinatown that's now Chinatown was just another part of the city. But if you look on like Google Maps, I was looking at it with the overlay of like the supposed underground caverns of LA maps that guy did when he was doing digs in Los Angeles. There's like an owl symbol, kind of giant owl symbol in Los Angeles. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that.
That's weird. No, I haven't heard that, but that's
yeah, I'm going back. I'm pulling back to 2015. So it was a sketchy time, because that's what caused me to look into it, was that experience. I was just thinking, there is what's going on here, and that got me into the Hopi tribes, and even Jim Morrison, the Lizard King, and the Lizard People, and that whole David Icke echelon, but whatever it was, those things weren't human, and rest assured, they're in LA, and if you don't want to be around them, don't go there.
That's so terrifying.
Yeah, like that's disgusting, man. The fact that you can't even sit there and imagine seeing a group of people and then just knowing in my gut they're not human. So we need to leave right now, instantly now.
Yeah, just that ingrained like fear, that primal fear of a thing that you don't know is awful.
Yeah, and crazy is we ended up in Colorado Springs, but we had no paranormal experiences at a military hub.
That's so wild. Because then I the fact that it came in 3 reminded me of the Mirrored Men that Derek's always talking about on Monsters Among Us, but I never heard about him in pairs or the Mirrored 6.
It's just like it kind of looked like the people, like if they were grown up children of the damned. Like that's kind of
like black-eyed kids, but black-eyed adults.
Yeah, true story. But
that is bizarre.
But thanks for doing these shows now, because lately they've been my podcast listening while I do boring work. So I just wanted to. I'll make sure to call in and chime in, because I've got a lot of
please do
kind of crazy stories like that. But I love you guys both. You guys are solid people.
Thank you.
So take care.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in. Stay safe out there.
Peace.
Wow.
Dude, I don't even know. There's something hunting the streets of Los Angeles,
bro. I don't like my gut tells me that if I saw somebody dressed like that, I would not feel primal fear.
You wouldn't think so. It'd
That's
be
what
curiosity.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
saying.
It'd
be curiosity. Like, why are you dressed like you're from the 60s?
Exactly.
But then the fact that you look at them and you're like, I need to get away.
Yes,
I
exactly.
need to be as far from this as I possibly can.
That's gross. Absolutely gross.
It is gross.
Look at this guy.
I knew you were gonna post it. Oh God, I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't even know.
Oh my Lord.
Hollow Colt, you were wild. But that wraps up another night shift. I'm glad everybody's digging this as much as we are. This is the highest number of people we've been in here, highest number of calls.
It's been banging tonight.
The chat is wild. I just want to say
it's fantastic.
I appreciate everybody in this chat, everybody staying respectful, everybody getting along, everybody feeding off each other.
Yeah.
Creating its own entity over here on the side of my screen.
It's so cool. And we had awesome callers. And just it couldn't have been a better night. Couldn't have been.
We take a lot of pride and dignity in being able to give you guys a space to bring your encounters, to bring your experiences, and you don't have to worry about ridicule. You don't have to worry about your insecurities. You can put it out there and know that everybody else in this chat has an experience just as unexplainable as you do.
Absolutely.
It's just that we're trying to give you all a platform to be open and talk about it and get it out there, and maybe connect with people who have had a similar experience with you to try to find some answers in this crazy world.
Yeah. And also remember that when you call in, we don't know who you are.
Yeah.
You don't have to give a handle. You don't have to give nothing.
You can be completely anonymous.
Yeah. You just tell your story and roll out.
Yep.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Like as Steve said, this is a safe space, ladies and gentlemen. Safe space.
Yeah. You gotta get we're all looking for the same answers.
Yeah.
We're all traveling the same path, just with different shoes on.
It's awesome to sit here and read the chat, have all the call-ins that we've had. Even like the lady calling in and just saying you guys are great. Like that's so cool. it's so cool to hear everybody, and I don't know. It's just really humbling. Like I don't know what to say about all of it. And the stories tonight have been off the chain. Absolutely crazy.
It is.
Absolutely crazy.
It's just to be completely honest, like this is all you guys. We're just the mouthpiece of this show. All the encounters and stuff are all you. So we do appreciate you giving us the chance to be that mouthpiece and help you get your stories out there.
Yeah. Next time I'll try to remember to bang the holophone a smidge earlier.
Oh yeah,
it was on fire tonight.
Was it? I mean, because I get on here and I just start talking. You in the chat, if you want the holophone, you just call it, because we go into this, nothing planned. We're just like, let's roll with it.
I figure
to shut up and we'll go holophone it. We'll holophone it.
I figure like after 30 minutes, it's fair game. We toss it up for a minute, try to come forward with a subject or something, or what's been on our mind or whatever. Chop it up for 30 minutes and then unleash the phone, and whatever happens, because tonight was insane. Like all the calls were so cool.
I love it.
I got blindsided by half of them, man. Just like, what the fuck is going on?
The pixelated abductions,
the eyeball tentacle,
vampire predator couples of LA.
Yeah.
Then Ross called in and the aliens cut his feed. He couldn't even finish telling us about the light being. So
yeah.
I mean,
it's been wild tonight.
Whew.
Absolutely wild.
We do appreciate each and every one of you. Again, shout out to all our Discord folks in here. I see them all. I see Colleen, everybody hanging out. We appreciate you all. Check out, if you're not in the Discord, be in the Discord. Maynard was in here earlier. Just tons of good people over there.
Yeah.
Also, as I always say, support all of the content creators that hang out with us. Local Legends with Burton, Bigfoot Society, Paranormal Trucker, AI Boys, Strange Road, anybody we missed. Go and give them a like, give them a subscribe.
Please.
Check out their show. Give us a like and subscribe as well,
if you feel so inclined to.
Yes.
You don't have to.
But it is you guys are dope.
Yeah. This was awesome.
This was
this is quickly becoming fan freaking tastic.
I know. It is.
It's so cool.
So good. That man, dude, the eyeball call caught me off guard. Being pulled out of your own consciousness caught me off guard.
Yeah.
When Ross's call got cut, I'm just like, what?
Yeah, and it didn't get cut till you start talking about 7 foot tall white beings.
Yes.
And then it goes goodbye. And John Cena us.
Night fishing UFOs, which is like my biggest fear ever, because me and Dylan, we go night fishing sometimes, and I'm just like, it's gonna happen. Tonight's the night. Tonight's the night.
I thought the same thing whenever he called in with the fishing story, and I was like, well, there's Steve and Dilmo.
We're out.
Those dudes are gonna get smoked one day.
But yes, it's another excellent Wednesday, Hollow Cult. Week's half over. Wednesday. Week's half over.
It is half over.
The worst half's over. Now it's all downhill from here. So
fingers crossed, anyways.
Until, man, I couldn't even keep up with the chat. I know I messed up in here. So
it's ridiculous.
I apologize.
It's ridiculous.
Until next time, Hollow Cult. Stay safe. Stay weird. And just kind of avoid Los Angeles as a whole.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the predator couples are probably the least of your worries. So just play it safe on the West Coast and everywhere else for that matter. So we will see you next week.